All right, peace, family. Today is Saturday. I'm going to allow a little bit of time to elapse to allow people to come in the room. We are on our 30-day consecutive mission of doing lives. This is day 6. Y'all encourage me to make it to day 30. We're going to be doing this 30 consecutive days. This is day 6. All right. I can do it. I got it in the bag. The premise of me doing this, one, is to make myself and make my company familiar with those that may not know us, right? There's something about long form content. So you'll get a chance to feel who we are, feel our personality, how we do things. You can tell a lot by studying people through long form content. So that's one why I want to do it. Personally, the other reason why I'm doing this is to, we all have habits, and I'm trying to break out of the habit of committing to doing something, then stopping. Like we say we're going to do something, then we get involved and we never finish, right? We on to the next chapter before we even finish the last chapter. We're in a new door before we close that door off. And that's not the most effective way. I'm learning that because how you do one thing is how you do all things. So you take those same bad habits in your personal life and you take that to your business life, and you're going to find that you're going to be stagnant in certain departments in your personal life, in your business life. It really stood out to me in our business life because, we do a lot of different things. And you can't be as strong in all areas at the same time. It's just not physically possible until you scale up and you have staff, right? Right now, we have some team members, but we get a lot of traffic, a lot of traffic. So coping with that, I said, let me do a 30-day live and stick to it. And that's what I want to do. I want to push myself. Do what you say that you were going to do. If you said you was going to do a thing, do it by any means necessary. It's a Saturday. I'm a little tired. I'm being totally honest with you. I'm a little drained. I don't really hang out much. I had a chance to hang out last night a little bit. Had a chance to hang out. I'm a little tired, but who cares? The show must go on. You said you was going to do a thing. Get it done. All right. So today's topic, I want to talk about the importance of mentorship. And I want to tell our journey a little bit about how mentorship has helped us. I know in our culture, especially from my background and where how I grew up and where I grew up at, this was not uh, a to-do topic. It wasn't at the top of the food chain, this topic about mentorship. To be honest, I didn't even start hearing the word mentorship until, a couple of years ago. So we frown in our community. We frown on mentorship. We frown on going to find therapy and things like that. Why? I don't know. So once I finally did get into mentorship, it's like I wish I was doing this when I was in my 20s, 20 plus years ago. How far would I have been if I was picking up on mentorship 20 plus years ago? And the thing that we find is either way, whether you're paying for mentorship, whether you're conscious about you being mentored or you're unconscious about your being mentored, we all are being mentored in some form, shape, or way, whether you know it or not. Typically, your biggest mentor is going to be your environment. Your environment is going to dictate your personality. Your environment is going to dictate your ways, right? So if you hang around bad environments, typically it takes a strong mind to beat the environment that they're housed in. I'm not saying that everybody is the same way, but if you study, the majority of people are going to unconsciously be motivated and mentored by their environment. So if you recognize that this is not the environment, it's not conducive of who I want to be, right? You have to change that. You have to change the surrounding by any means necessary. Now, mentors can come in all shapes. It could be books, it could be personal, it can be a person, it could be videos, it could be the radio, right? So I remember being in high school, and we all grew up listening to hip hop, and I'm from New York. Back then, Hot 97 was like the top radio station. Then you had Power 105, that was a popular station out here. It didn't even exist at the time. Then you had other stations from other cultures like Z100 that played pop music and all of those things. And I remember going to school in the morning, waking up 6:30, 7 o'clock, and the first thing that I used to put on was a cassette tape of hip hop. It was a group called MOP, who was one of my favorite groups, and I still like them to this day. And at the time, they had a song that was called "How About Some Hardcore." Then the chorus went, "Yeah, we like it raw. How about some hardcore? Yeah, we like it raw." Now that I'm older and more mature and understand what this does to a person and what it was doing to myself, it was setting the tone for the day and programming what my mindset and mind frame would be for the day. I'm waking up at 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock, listening to "How About Some Hardcore." Meanwhile, once I scanned past the pop station, they were playing love songs. Now, these were the songs that were being played on the radio to our culture. But you scan past to the pop station, they're playing love songs. I tell my kids that it's very important what you put in your ears, especially at the top of the morning. It's going to set the tone of the day. See, people think that because we do land, that's why we're highly successful. Land is just a vehicle, right? We're the person that's driving the vehicle. You understand what I'm saying? So we had to change to be successful as land investors. We all know that this concept makes sense because it's been making sense since the beginning of the time. So it's not nothing special that we found. Acre Boys didn't find, gold under the earth. This is just something that we got good at. But we didn't get good at it, or we wouldn't have gotten good at it if we didn't dive into mentorship in the mental and start changing the way we view things in our own personal attitudes, ways, and habits. All of these things have happened that has made us be successful. Just like I said, I'm pushing myself to go 30 days, right? Can you do 30 days worth of lives? And you may be thinking, well, I don't like social media. Well, guess what? I particularly don't like to be on here. It's a part of the job. It's a part of the mission. My partner Jay never had a social media page before we started doing this. He never even had a Facebook page, not MySpace. He never spoke in public. But it was a part of the mission. It's not about how much we attain or how much money we're making. It's about who have we become on the journey. Because I promise you, we're not the same people as when we started. We're better speakers. We deliver the word better, more confidence. We study ourselves. We analyze our strengths. We analyze our weaknesses. And then we make the changes, right? That's another reason why I go live. I study my own lives. I want to see how well I'm speaking. Am I holding my own attention? Because I can't expect to hold somebody else's attention if it's not even holding my attention. I study clarity. I study tone. I study how many times I stutter. I want to work on that. I want to be the best me that I possibly can be for me personally. And because I'm on a public platform, this is the main stage. We are all performers, whether you know it or not. Everybody's always watching. You are actors on a stage. Perform for the people. So here we are. So when we got into mentorship, when we first came into this, thank God, It was for Jay who wanted to do mentorship. See, I was the type that if that's what the crew was doing, okay, that's what I'm doing. I don't want to be left behind. It was Jay's idea to take a look at mentorship. All right, Jay, if that's what we're doing, I have my half. There's a running joke in our circle that I was always saying, well, I got my portion. I have my portion. That's why I always say if you could get some good people around you, some good guys or some good girls that's trying to go somewhere, because my little small circle at the time, we was trying to do some things and falling short. It wasn't that we wasn't putting the effort out trying to do it. We just had no experience of running a business on a high level and things like that. But we kept going. How do you get things right? By messing things up. Promise you, you won't nail it the first time unless you're a genius. And most geniuses that you study, they'll tell you, I failed a million times before I got it right. So Jay wanted mentorship. I had my portion. Let's pay for mentorship. When we got into the mentorship, they taught us that we can go and buy tax delinquent properties, right? You can buy tax delinquent properties for pennies on the dollar. What? Show me how. So as we got into the mentorship, we started to study the material, and the mentors that we had didn't look like me, but when I tell you they were phenomenal at their job, they did an excellent job. They told us that you can go and you can buy properties for $50, starting at $50 on up. We can move throughout the county or out the country buying these tax delinquent properties. It all sounded good. So when you're new at a thing, it's like it goes over your head. I didn't know that this was the truth. I didn't know where to start. But luckily for us, I had a mentor to hold my hand. I had a mentor. They gave us 4 weekly sessions. We called them and we were able to talk to them for 30-minute sessions for 4 weeks. That came along with our package. And if it wasn't for that type of mentorship, I wouldn't have been able, or we wouldn't have been able to move forward. Because we probably would have been stagnant, looked at the material, didn't really understand the material, and have put it down, just like so many people do. They buy courses, they open it up, then they put it back down. Like the commercial with Schwarzenegger. I pick things up and I put them down. That's what people do. They buy courses, they open it up, realize that they have to do work, and then they say, oh, well, I looked at it, I'll get back to it. Never get back to it. Even inside of our community, it's a revolving door. Some people stick, some people don't stick. I see who opens up their courses and do what? Some pay us money and do nothing. We can't make you. We can't make you be successful. So they told us you can buy land for $50 and actually showed us where to go, showed us how to bid on the land, showed us how to evaluate the land, told us what was good. They told us all of this stuff. Go look here, bring it back to me. I'll let you know if my opinion on it, if it's a good buy or not. Because the first few pieces that I bought back to the table to my mentors, they said, no, those are not good buys. And this is the reason why they're not good buys. That's what I always say. Everybody has had a first day. Don't expect to get it right on your first day. In fact, I encourage you to get it wrong so you can be corrected and know not to do that again. So when they told us we can do it, I want to show you one of our first deals that we've ever done. $55, as you see it on the screen. We were buying deals, land in Arkansas. And sure enough, it proved to be true. $55 deed that we picked up, right? Our first deal that we've ever sold was on eBay. That was our first deal that we've ever sold. And then we went on to do more. As you can see here, this is very in the beginning where we were tax deed investors. As you can see here, we always say we put them on the market. Typically, we were selling them anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500. As you see it, $3,500, $1,950 on this one, $2,100 on this one, $3,600 on this one. This was three lots that we sold for 11,000, or we listed for 11,000. I believe we sold it for like 8,000. And this was early on. And they showed us how to do this, and we got really good at doing it. And I had a new skill set. And at that point, I couldn't be more excited and proud of me and my partner, because I haven't seen this taught anywhere in my culture. I haven't experienced mentorship where somebody actually took time to hold my hand and say, no, this is how you do a thing that's going to put money in your pocket. And it worked and it happened. To this day, I give them all the credit in the world, because that's my story. No one else in my culture. I know that they exist in my culture, but I couldn't find them. And when I did attempt to find them, I got beat out of money from people that look like me. And I'm not saying that we are all bad. I'm just saying this is my personal story. All right. So that's the importance of mentorship, because it's going to allow you the confidence. It's going to build confidence, right? It's nothing like somebody taking your hand and saying, here, go here, do this, and you'll be successful. It's up to you to follow those steps and implement everything that they're saying. So you're being mentored, whether you know it or not. My advice, if I could give advice, my advice would be, if you want to do a thing these days, I don't have time to go and learn things at a slow pace. Things move fast. Money likes speed. Business moves fast. Business likes speed. If I want to learn something, a new thing, I suggest that you find the people or business that's doing it on a high level. Find your tribe. You pay those people. If they're charging a fee, they may have a free organization. I wouldn't know. But if there is a fee, I suggest that you pay the fee to skip the line for the information, right? If you learn one thing, trust me, it's worth it. We have to get out of the mentality like our culture. We want to spend $100 and want somebody to turn the $100 to $10,000. How about if you spent $100 and you learned one thing that can stick with you moving forward on your journey, that may have increased your bank account? If it only increased it by another $100, is that a win? We have to think about how we frame things, and then go and find somebody else that can take you further, if that's the furthest that particular mentorship has took you. You got to have a no quit mentality. We didn't start to buy acres until we paid for another mentorship. We were just the little land boys doing little deals. We done a lot of little deals, but we didn't get into this whole acre boy things and buying acres until we found another mentorship that taught us how to go after bigger land deals. So I'm an advocate for paying for the information. I'm an advocate for paying. Just the whole thing is just find your tribe. Find somebody that's doing the thing, that has the receipts, that's doing the thing that you want to do. Do your homework. Just like you wouldn't go out and buy a new mattress or a new bed for your a bedroom set without testing it out or trying it out, or trying several different beds, laying on it, seeing how firm it is, how soft it is. Just do your homework. And you have to, the fastest way, if you find free information, in my experience, you probably could attest to this, the free information, even if it's strong, it's never as stronger than the paid information. It's set up that way. It's designed that way. And we have to get rid of the cheap mentality, the free 99 mentality. You have to get rid of it if you want to skip the line and move a lot faster. Or you can stay the same. Either way, either way, you're paying regardless. You're paying to move slow by not paying to move fast. Either way. How many books do you read if you want to go free? How many books do you read? How many podcasts do you listen to a day? Me, myself, personally, we don't even watch TV anymore. Barely listen to the radio because we're constantly listening to podcasts and things like that. And this is what you get when you're around mentors that have done it on a high level, because success leaves clues. Success has a recipe to it. Every entrepreneur these days that we rub shoulders with that's making unusual or not average money as the working 9 to 5 person, they do things different than the person that has a 9 to 5 mentality. It's different. Their days start a lot earlier. Their schedules are tight and on time. I listened the other day, a podcast I was listening to. He was saying, you don't realize when you wake up in the morning and your alarm clock goes off, most people, the first thing they do is they hit the snooze button. He said, you don't realize you just programmed and told yourself for the rest of the day that it's all right to snooze and procrastinate. I was like, oh, shit. So sometimes I hit the snooze button. Very next morning, alarm clock went off. I got up immediately. Hearing things and not applying them is equivalent to not hearing them. So if you're going to get mentorship, whether that's through a paid mentorship, whether that's through free videos, trainings, books, apply them. Apply the stuff that you learn. Don't pay or read or waste your time and don't implement it. Work on yourself. Change your habits. We all habitual creatures. Change your habits. So that's how we got good at selling land, by changing ourselves. All right? Because what we teach and what we give out to our community, it's the same thing that we use on a daily basis. So how are we more successful than the people when we're giving them the same exact information? Who are you listening to? What are you watching? What are your habits? How bad you want it? How bad you willing to change? Are you willing to change? Are you a person of change? Are you willing to cut the TV off? Are you willing to not hang out? Are you willing to lose the crowd? Are you willing to put the time in? Are you willing to go until this works? I am. I positioned myself now that there's nowhere for me to run back to. It has to work. I don't have anywhere to go back to. And starting all over for me, that's non-negotiable. So that's my spiel for today. How long have I been on here? All right. So y'all dropped some topics that y'all want to hear. But this is highly important. I really can't make this up. We could talk about land all day long till we blow in the face. I could tell you the strategies we use. I could tell you how we evaluate. I could tell you everything you want to know about the business. But if you're mental, if you are not the kind of person that we just talked about during this conversation, this may not work for you. If you're a person that give up quick, this may not work for you. If you're a person that don't want to follow and implement what's been laid out for you, this may not work out for you. Because it's really not rocket science. It really just takes the right type of person that's going to see it all the way through. I promise you the steps work. I promise you that. Are you going to stay long enough until it works for you? What if it don't work for you in the beginning? Are you going to quit? So it takes the right person to be highly successful doing this. And if that's you, then you can be a successful land investor. I get so many people that contact me with no plan and say stuff like, oh, I want to do a family compound. Oh, I want to build tiny home community. Then I ask them little simple questions like, well, what plans do you have for that? What budget have you set aside for those endeavors? And then they say, I didn't do anything yet. Well, poor preparation. So we have to just change ourselves because it all works. It all works. And we have to understand that this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Will you have some big wins along the journey? Absolutely. If you stick around long enough, because we never know when the big wins are coming. Maybe tomorrow, it may be next week, maybe 6 months for you. I don't know. I don't know what's out there around the corner, but I do know that if you're not in the game, if you don't have offers out there, if you're not participating, looking to take yourself to higher levels, it won't happen. All right, text 1-877-250-7778. 7778 if you're ready to get started. Land investing. If any of what I said resonated with you, this is really the type of time that I'm on these days. I'm looking for those type of people. I'm looking for alikes. I'm looking for people that may have that same mentality, that go-getter mentality, that no quit mentality. This has to work, or this has to work. This is not about me telling people do what I did and walk off your job, because I don't know what your personal reasons is for you investing. That's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you that if you have any dreams or aspiration of doing something, because we get so many people that ask us about doing stuff in this space and how could and all of this. How could is just by doing it. That's it. Get involved and do it. All right. We'll be back tomorrow with another live. I'll pick another topic. I did get some topics, so I'll dive into that tomorrow. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. It's raining on my end. Um, so I don't know. I'm a little tired. I think I'm gonna just get some rest, and I'm gonna try to get some rest. Every time I say I'm gonna get some rest, I find myself doing some work or something. I do got 2 phone calls to make, and then I'm gonna shut it down. Then we'll be back tomorrow with some more. All right, y'all. Peace, love.